Yo, yo, yo. Here we go. Episode number 1 of my new YouTube series, Ball is Forever. I am your host, Aaron Horn, and I will be covering the WNBA. I'll also be discussing hot topics that's going on in the league. I'll be giving my pitch on why I think the WNBA is on the right track to blow up. It deserves it. It's a beautiful game. But before we do that, I gotta drop my theme music.
Yeah. It's the name they say is running the game.
I have a solution for the WNBA.
Right.
So, I don't know if you know, in males beach volleyball and women's beach volleyball, the net is lowered just a little bit.
That's what?
It's lowered. The net is lowered. So, the only thing missing from the WNBA to the NBA game is the dunk. So, imagine, I'm not saying lower it to 9 feet.
Just so they can dunk.
So they can dunk.
Just more of a show. There's a few that dunk, but not consistently. Make it more of that. Just a little bit. So I think if they did that, it'd make the game more exciting. Because look, they got the handles, they got the shooters, they got the showmanship. They just don't have the dunk. And so just imagine that. So if you lower the rim just a little bit.
Now that was Shaquille O'Neal, a.k.a. Shaq Diesel, a.k.a. Superman, a.k.a. Kazam. Okay, I was wrong for that. Shaq's a very smart man. And I'm not going to say he's wrong. But I will say, I just don't agree. The WNBA is on the right track, in my opinion. Lowering the hoop? No, I don't want to see that. It's going to blow up. And there's some things they can do. But lowering the hoop, that ain't it, cuz. It ain't it. But here's my breakdown on why I think the W is on the right track. March 26, 1979, two future NBA legends met in Salt Lake City for the NCAA college basketball men's championship game. Who are those legends, you may ask? Well, you got Magic Johnson from Michigan State. You got Larry Bird from Indiana State. You had the style clash. Magic representing the Power Five. The guys with all the resources, all the money. Larry playing the underdog role. Mid-major guy. Larry took a mid-major team to the championship game. That is rare. It don't happen. Guys, it's hard. You had the darling of the Power 5 Magic. You had the underdog in Larry Bird. That's a storyline that forced people to watch. You wasn't missing that unless Good Times was coming on. You can't miss Good Times. But still to this day, that game is the highest rated game in college basketball history. Now that I think about it, this reminds me of another sport that uses this exact method. Wrestling. Yeah, I'm gonna warn you now, I'm a huge wrestling fan, so I may use this as an example down the line. I don't know, maybe. But hear me out. In wrestling, to sell a fight, you must have a babyface, a good guy, a heel, a bad guy. Now, there are times that the wrestlers can be perceived as both babyfaces and heels by the fans. And when that happens, that just creates just chaos. Magic. Amazing. For example, WrestleMania 17. In the main event, you had The Rock, Monster. You had Stone Cold Steve Austin, Dog. Fans of The Rock believed The Rock was a babyface. Stone Cold's fans believed The Rock was a heel. And vice versa about Stone Cold. So fans pulled up on both sides to make sure they homie beat up the other homie. Probably guessed it. WrestleMania is the highest rated WrestleMania of all time. I'm just saying. That was a crazy example. I give myself flowers. All right, sorry for nerding out on wrestling. Back to ball. So after that championship game, Larry and Magic got drafted to the NBA. But the NBA ain't the same NBA that you know today. In terms of fan support, income, or nationally televised games, it just wasn't it. To be quite frank, it was very mediocre. And guys were dunking back then. Shaq. Check this out. From 1979 to 1982, the NBA Finals were on tape delay. Okay, for those who may not know, tape delay means the games, the actual NBA Finals games, weren't even live on TV. You had to wait till about 11:30 at night to watch an NBA Finals game. And you must remember, this is before social media and cell phones. I'm not even gonna hold you. I was not staying up till 11:30 to watch no dang on NBA Finals. Hey, yo, I bet my pops was heated. What you doing all day today? Man, listen, NBA Finals, just gotta make sure I stay up for that mug. So the only people that actually knew who won the finals were the people who were there. Everyone else had to wait until the newspaper came out the next day or 11:30 at night. But come on now. So mediocre league, right? All right, not that much support. But when Magic and Bird came through, they brought all those fans that was watching them in college to the NBA. But the cool thing was they played in different conferences. The cooler thing is they played on rival teams. Dog, the NBA had a plan. So now the NBA is booming in the 80s, and Magic and Bird dominating. Mid-80s, some random dude who got cut from his high school team got drafted by the Chicago Bulls. You may know who he is. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. He did some special things. He the GOAT, man. Listen, love you, Bron, bro. Ohio kid, I love it. But for me, Jordan's my GOAT. With the combination of Bird, Magic, and Jordan coming through, you can see the perception of the NBA changing immensely. And because of that, the NBA decided to leave old CBS in them tape delay days. And they pulled up on NBC, which changed the game. If you're a 90s kid like me, you remember them NBA games on NBC. Yeah, y'all get it. Boy, stop. And then you had the Dream Team put together. The first time NBA players played in the Olympics. So that brought in international fans. The NBA heating up like hot grease. Popping off like bacon. In the 90s, the NBA grew to be one of the most lucrative and watched leagues in the whole world. It became the NBA that you know of today. You're probably asking yourself, I thought this was a WNBA page. And you're right. Let me get to that. So this past spring, the women's basketball national championship game had a mad buzz. That game was built like a WrestleMania. You had stars. You had a storyline. You had fan support on both sides. You also had that undefeated mix, the special combination of babyface and heel on either side, depending on what team you're cheering for. It gets no better than that. The drama? Oh, baby. People gots to watch. Get your popcorn ready every single time. 9.9 million people viewed this game. Baroque records. Does that sound familiar? Cool thing is, most of the stars on both sides are returning. They have another year to feed into this rivalry, to feed in this storyline. That only helps the WNBA. In 2 years, the league can benefit from the storyline like the NBA benefited from Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Plus, I already think the WNBA has a lot of momentum right now. I think they're killing it in social media. I think the orange hoodie idea that they had a couple years ago, that was fire. There's great young players in the league right now. Asia Wilson, Agumawale, Kelsey Plum, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, and many others. I'm sorry if I missed you. There's a lot of young players in the league right now. It's killing it. Fans are pulling up to the games. You got 3 teams averaging about 9,000 fans a game. 9,000. That may not sound like a lot to you, but let me give you this insight. So the Phoenix Mercury lead the WNBA in fan attendance. Let's go back into the mid-'80s and see where the Phoenix Suns were in attendance. In 1985, the Phoenix Suns averaged around 11,000 fans a game. So comparable to the Mercury right now. By 1992, after the Magic, Bird, Jordan 80s era. And after the NBC new TV deal, the Suns' attendance took a jump to around 19. Wow, bro. But it took all that, Magic and Bird, all that, Jordan come through, all that, international play, all that, for them to get to that point. And remember, throughout all these years, man, they were still dunking the ball. Everybody was dunking. Dominique was dunking. Dr. J was dunking. Michael Jordan was dunking from the free throw line. People was dunking, my boy. But they still didn't have that viewership until new TV deals, until stars stayed on teams, until rivals were made. Right now, you got 2 super teams in the league. That's huge. Liberty, and you got the Aces. Man, I mean, you build this out throughout the whole season. People can't wait for that finals matchup, and don't let one of them get upset. People want to see the underdog too. We're getting to that point. We're on the right track. Let's go. Fans need to see their teams play, no matter if they live in the city or if they don't, which means their teams need to be shown nationally. National coverage is the way to growth. We're close, very close. Primetime games on ESPN. You can watch games on Twitter. And let's not forget about the League Pass. It's so affordable. You can watch all your teams on different devices. Big time. The NBA did not have that in the 1980s. But what also can boost this? I know y'all know. I know y'all know. It's the Big E. Expansion. Too many great college players are getting cut, simply because there's no spots on the rosters. Yes, you can expand roster spots and add more roster spots, but these players may not even play still because the rosters has already been full for some years. There's a lot of good players that are still playing the game. It's hard for a college player to come out and beat those guys. So for me, expansion is the answer. Add new teams, fresh spots, fresh opportunities, all that. Yes, there's a lot of big cities that need WNBA teams. I get it, but I do think that given the chance to go to some places that don't have professional teams, like Omaha, Nebraska, and Sioux Falls, South Dakota. You probably like South Dakota. Yeah, I used to live there, so I have some information. A little biased, but hear me out. The Summit League's conference tournament is in Sioux Falls. It's the highest attended conference tournament in the country. That's over any Power 5. That's major. They already have the facilities. They have a G League team, so there is some familiarity with the NBA and WNBA in Sioux Falls. So I'm biased there, and I'm also biased because I'm from Cleveland, so we need to bring them Rockers back, baby. Come on now, that has to happen. But it sounds like we're getting close to that. Commissioner Engelbert said she's traveling this summer to potential cities for expansion. I think they're thinking about 2 more teams. That would get us to 14 teams. That's a great start. All right, so here's the teams that may have a shot at getting a true look. Got Nashville, Bay Area, Charlotte, Denver, Colorado, Austin, Texas, and Toronto, Canada. The Lynx and the Sky recently played a game in Toronto. 20,000 fans pulled up to that joint. It was rocking. Now remember, I said the Mercury leads the league with 9,000. Bro, they had 20 there. The Oklahoma City Thunder only averaged about 17,000. They had 20, bro. That's going to be crazy if they get to Toronto. So I think Toronto has a great shot. Good job, y'all. Y'all pulled up and showed out. Gave you a great chance. Hey, that's a wrap. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please, please, please look out for your boy. Like this video. There's a button down there called the subscribe button. I'm going to need you to smash that for your boy. Look out for me. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. Look out for more. Peace.